Okay, so we're here for our week 2 webinar for EDT609, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so first of all, our agenda for this webinar, this pre-recorded webinar, is going to be going over a couple of just general class things. I'm going to do that very quickly since we already did that for our week 1 webinar, so don't need to spend too much time on that. And then we're just going to go over some week 2 assignments, and then we will not be having open questions because this is pre-recorded. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, when will grades be posted? They'll be posted the Tuesday or after the week after the class ends. So just make sure you got everything taken care of. Be checking your grade book, kind of your inbox and outbox there to make sure that there are no questions that I might have for a particular assignment. Just make sure everything looks like it's being graded in a timely fashion. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Discussion boards, try to do these earlier in the week. They make more sense if they're done earlier in the week as you're kind of going through the material. And then also it does make it easier for other people to respond to responses if we don't all wait until the last minute there. And then if you can, please label the parts of your responses. Sometimes it'll ask you to put an answer for 2 or 3 different things. So if you can just make sure you tell me what which section of your response is answering each of those specific questions. That does kind of help me to know if you've responded to everything appropriately. I do have a website that has some sample work and things like that, so you might go check that out there. All right, we do have weekly meetings. I'm going to be running kind of open office hours. For right now, they are scheduled for 5 p.m. from about 5 to 5:30, 5:45-ish. On Mondays, however, for our May 2020 class, I may adjust that. I'm going to put out a survey to see if you guys are wanting a different time since we're in a time right now of school closures. Maybe we want to do it at an earlier time if it's more convenient for everyone. So I'll update you on that as we get closer. And then of course we'll be doing these pre-recorded webinars. And then just a little side note there, you want to make sure you always check those rubrics to make sure you don't miss any points. Okay, so week 2 assignments. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So there's an exam for this week. It's going to be 21 questions. There is a study guide that's available under week 2. I believe it's in the announcements. So you might go check that out. If you have any trouble finding it, just let me know and I can guide you to it. There is a 2-hour time limit, so you're going to want to make sure you're ready to go, but that does give you enough time to probably do a little bit of research during the exam since it's 21 questions and you got a couple hours to take care of it. The study guide does give you some hints on, what you might want to be ready for, so you'll probably want to check that out before you start it. There's a learning activity. Basically, there are no points for this one, but there are some great Moodle tutorial videos that are available for you guys. I think there's about 10 of them, and they're really helpful for when you start constructing your Moodle course. Along those lines, of course, there are some great materials for that are available under week 2, so you're going to want to check out those links and do those readings because there's some good information that you'll need to know under week 2. Okay, so getting on to our discussions. Our first discussion is going to be discussing the purposeful use of online assessment tools, as you can see right here. It does specifically say not to use Google Forms or Microsoft Forms. I do like Google Forms, but they want you to stretch yourself a little bit more. There is a list of online forms assessment tools that you'll probably want to go check out. And then I have that list right here. It's on a link under week 2. It's with that discussion board. So you're going to want to go check that out. My computer's going a little bit slow right here drawing the rest of this, but there is a list of those possible online assessment tools that you can go check out. And that list can be found by going to our discussion board section of our class, and it's right, whoops, not quite there, it's right here where it says this list of online assessment tools. So you want to check that out right there so you can know some of your choices. There's quite a few good choices there, Kahoot, quizzes, and things like that. Once you've checked that list and picked one, you're going to want to discuss how these tools might effectively assess the objectives within your online course. So we are specifically talking about your online course that you're going to be creating. And you're going to want to describe how the selected tools will be used in terms of formative and summative assessment. So remember, there's a difference between formative and summative assessment. Formative being more during the class, during the learning and the teaching, and then summative being after it's done to see if the students have understood everything. And then you're going to want to describe the possible benefits and constraints of the selected assessment tools, not assembling tools, the assessment tools. All right, and then don't forget to respond to at least 2 other students as well. Okay, and then the next discussion board is basically like it says here, it's a primary assignment for week 2. So for this discussion board, you're going to post 3 activities connected to your course objectives. So you should have at least 1 absorb, 1 do, and 1 connect activity. And those can be found in the Horton text, and there's a link under the class website under the discussion board that goes right to that. So I'll show you that right here. Okay, so you can see right here when you click right here on Horton.com, it will take you to a document that explains those 3 types of activities. Okay, and when you click on that link, actually it's going to be 2 links right now because it looks like they have recently split these up into 2 different pages. You'll see something that looks like this that talks about do activities, and then also you'll see a page like this that talks about connect and absorb activities. So I'll make sure that link is fixed for you so you can see those different types of activities. And then once you've checked out those types of activities, you're going to want to post 3 activities connected to your course objectives. So at this point, you've made your course outline, and now you're beginning to create some activities for your online Moodle course. You're going to want to go ahead and check out the rubric that goes along with that, which is found under the discussion board. I've copied and pasted it right here. So you can see it right there as well, but it's also found under the discussion week 2 discussion board. And then of course you're going to want to remember to respond to at least 2 other students as well here. Okay, and that's about it for this week. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'm here to help. All right, take care. Have a great week, guys. Thank you.